Okay, you education fans, we are now at the Air and Space Museum, and we're getting ready to go inside and look at all the famous birds of the past, including Apollo 11, first one on the moon, Wright brothers plane, the Spirit of St. Louis, and of course, Wright brothers plane, the Wright Flyer, and then Spirit of St. Louis with Charles Lindbergh. So here we are at the mall, looking around. Okay, here we are in the Air and Space Museum lobby. X-15, Charles Lindbergh's plane, the Freedom. Look, there it is. That's the first plane that broke the sound barrier.
I guess not. Touch a piece of the moon.
I'm touching a piece of the moon right there. Spirit of St. Louis. Charles Lindbergh's command module for Apollo 11. Armstrong and Aldrin. Voyager, and it was the first around-the-world flight with Jenna Yeager and Burt Rutan. And when they made their flight, when they were taking off, they damaged their wings because they were so long, and they thought they weren't going to be able to make it. And it's all made out of carbon fiber. That means that they carbon like graphite, and then they make it into like a blanket, and then they use it. And this is the very first time I ever heard, I didn't know this, they use carbon fiber to make an engine. So that's amazing. And this is oh, you're not going to believe, but you know what today is? You know what today is, Becky? It is the celebration, the 41st celebration of man landing on the moon.
Oh, wow.
And we're here on that day.
That's cool.
It's cool, huh? We are now looking at a V2 rocket. It's a V2 rocket. That was the first ballistic rocket ever used. And then over here, used them more. They've used them. They used them before while they're testing this. And up there is a V1 rocket, and that's called the buzz bomb, because when it flew, it and when it stopped blowing, going, you're in trouble. But this is a V2 rocket. Okay, so here we have a model of a Hubble. And over here, we have the reunion of two different, we have the American module and the Russian module, and that's when we came together in space. And so, really cool, huh? And that's the V2 again, and the V1. And that's a module class. It's really cool. Remember I taught you about spectrum? All this is the energy that's available to us. But this is really cool. This is a radio wavelength. And that's about the size of a chair. Some of them are really big. I mean, if you get ultra long wave, it can be like the size of a mountain. But here, a microwave, that's what you cook with, is tuned about the size of a paperclip. And microwaves, they work because they make water shake inside your food. Then you have infrared. That's if you're seeing in the dark. That's about the size of the point of a needle. The visible light, that's what we see, okay? About the size of a cell, okay? Then the ultraviolet is about the size of a molecule. X-rays about the size of an atom. And then the atomic nucleus, gamma rays. Now these gamma rays are the ones that are most hurtful. These are all these rays here, they destroy human flesh and DNA. And so these things cause cancer and death. Meanwhile, these we use to communicate with. All this. We communicate here, but after you get to here, then you can get in a lot of trouble because of radiation. Now you're going to know why I call you all Stardust. But here, my mom and Mrs. Peplow, or Becky, what are you guys doing?
I'm trying to find out where each satellite is. Oh! I can tell where the Hubble Space Telescope is.
You mean where it is right now?
Right now, he is right here. That's where he's at.
Very cool.
I can rotate him to see what he looks like. You can see his orbit here. The orbit of all the other satellites.
Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool?
International Space Station.
Where's that?
Right now, he's right here. The Pacific, over the Pacific. Look at there. Cosmic Background Explorer.
COSO.
Oh, I got him all wrong.
They were just talking about that because it's detected that there hasn't been many sunspots. They think there might be a lot more coming up. Okay, space fans, this is one of the shuttles, one of the capsules they use to shuttle people back and forth from Skylab, which is our first space station. Now we're going to go down and look at one of the workshops that we're on. Again, here we are looking at the rocketry room. Looks like inside the module Skylab. Taking a bath, dude. Here's a shower. Isn't that cool? We'll look at the Wright Flyer. How cool, the Wright Flyer, the very first plane to fly powered over any distance. There's the first plane to break the Mach 1 barrier, and on the other side is the first plane to break the Mach 2 barrier. Now this is one of the first, these are the planes that first started civilian flight, civilian airlines. So these are the ones that started like TWA and the rest of the ones that we have now. Here is the Spirit of St. Louis, Charles Lindbergh, it's the actual plane, dude. And of course, then the actual planes for flying through space. I mean, first civilian spaceship, and of course, the Bell X-1, which was done by Chuck Yeager. And we're going to look at some of the planes from World War I. And there he is, it's Snoopy. Wasn't it cool growing up with Snoopy though?
Yeah, but you see that game?
Yeah?
I had that game.
You're joking?
I'm not joking.
That is so cool.
I don't know where it is now, but...
How do you play it?
I don't remember, but I remember the game.
Well, I remember this was like Stratego. I had this one.
You had that one?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Yeah, I had that game.
And I'm quite sure I had that book.
Snoopy and the Red Baron?
Yeah, I think we all had that book probably one time or another.
I remember when that came out. I actually, Snoopy and the Red Baron, I just started learning that on my guitar. It's the very first one I learned.
That's cool.